So now we get like this very clever switch into, well, hold on. Are we talking about which regime we would support? Which is very obvious because at the end of my tweet, right, I literally say, and again, he's missing the point. Winning, do you mean winning the election and then having an authoritarian dictatorship? Or do you mean winning the election with everything left as is and then they can't do anything? Again, I don't understand how he keeps missing. If it's because he's so emotionally dug into his position, did he realize like it's kind of like bankrupt and now he is like trying to like run around? I don't understand how you can miss it so hard. When they say this and they smile, right? What they mean is fascism is the Nazi party and socialism is Sweden. That's what they mean when they say, I hope you guys know this. If you disagree with me, also I perm ban you. I don't allow any of this shit in my community anymore, okay? This is not a socialist or communist utopia. I need you to understand this, that if you are truly like a socialist, like worker sees the means of productions, I view you the exact fucking way I view a fucking Nazi, okay? 100% you were the exact same to me, all right? If I had two of you and one gun and one bullet, all right, I would smash your fucking heads together and aim right down the fucking middle, all right? Maybe a little bit more to the side, depending on which one of you I hated more personally.
More as well.
I feel that in the city as well. Like I feel like there is a camaraderie and there is pushback. Did you watch South Park last night? That was like so satisfying to watch because I feel like sometimes we forget how insane it is. And then it takes this show to come back and like remind us of like how fucking weird it is here. Like it is really weird. Like all the Christian nationalist stuff that's creeping in, it's really weird. And I'm looking at this and you kind of forget how weird it is. And then I was watching that show last night and going, this is so insane. My point being, it feels like there is this weird space where so many people are scared to push back against things, whether it's like 60 minutes settling or like people not being scared to like say what they're saying. Both of you are on your own independent platforms where you can say what you say. I'm just curious if you could each speak, maybe you Taylor first, speak to how it is to actually like talk to the truth of what's going on here and how scary or not scary that is. I don't know.
Yeah, I have not left the country, so I've not been detained by Customs and Border Control like Hassan, thankfully. I mean, you mentioned South Park.
Detained by border control like Hassan. Oh my god, like this guy came out of a fucking concentration camp because little bro fucking lied about his whole trip back into the United States. Kill me, dude.
I think that one thing that I love about America, probably the main and only thing I love about America, is our civil liberties and the way that people value free speech. And, you know, I'm so grateful to have built my own platform and be able to speak more freely outside of the mainstream media. But we're seeing this, like, just record kind of assault on free speech, whether it's the media, like free speech in terms of the news organizations, but also civil liberties and independent free speech online. And, you know, both the Democrats and the Republicans are aligned on censorship. They're manufacturing a moral panic around the internet and social media and, you know, telling people to support things like the Kids Online Safety Act, this horrible, horrible censorship bill. They're trying to repeal Section 230, which is a law that essentially protects speech online. So I think that, you know, we need to do everything we can to protect it, to even be able to have episodes like South Park, and for people like Hassan and me to be able to express ourselves freely as journalists still, you know, in this time.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk about something else that's kind of tangentially related to the South Park thing, because we were talking about that, like, I'm glad that, you know, the faillennials and the boomer liberals, they like, you know, Donald Trump has a tiny penis, it's cool, but like, I think in the real world, the normies are way more radical than the way that the media is presenting this like liberal style resistance right now. I see Deborah's and Barbara's like wine moms on Facebook being like, Hakeem Jeffries, you need to go out and die. You need to go out and put your body on the line. What the fuck are you doing? And it's like literally like a 50-year-old lady on Facebook with her government name. And we kind of saw a bit of that with the North Carolina, it wasn't Thomas Massey, Tom Tillis, where there were people like, I'm a 77-year-old veteran, and this is my name. My name is Hank Peckerson. I live on 1874 Bellevue Drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like, that's what the That's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's on this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like, he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that people are a lot more radical now. This is a time, it's an unprecedented time to really get others on board. To explain to them that it's not your neighbors, it's not like a Guatemalan migrant that is responsible for all the shit that you're going through on a daily basis, not a trans person. I said this on Theo Vaughn's podcast as well. It's like, a trans person is not your landlord, unless, I mean, we're in LA, maybe you guys got a trans landlord, I don't know, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's your landlord, it's your bosses that are fucking you over, it's capital owners that are fucking you over, and I think this is a unique opportunity to get even Deborah's and Barbara's on board with that, like white wine moms. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, you know, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. Which is, I think that shows.
Like, this is so crazy. Like, after 2 Jewish people were assassinated from some guy screaming "Free, free Palestine," 2 Democratic lawmakers were assassinated from some fucking crazy MAGA dude, and then now it's like, okay, well, the people we really need to be killing, guys, are the landlords and capital owners. Like, okay, bro.
On board with that, like white wine moms. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, you know, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. Which is, I think that shows that there is a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and untapped potential, untapped revolutionary potential, as a matter of fact. And it's a great opportunity for organizing, I think, in these unprecedentedly horrible times. So that's what I think.
Clap. Pisco's changed this question like 15 times. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but so the question initially to counterpoints was like, who should you try to appeal more, like to the people that are more moderate left or to the far left tankies that want to rape and murder every single capitalist and every single person that wouldn't support their uniparty ideology. And for some reason, Pisco thinks it's better to support the rapist murderers than people that are just moderate left Dems. So the question transforms, now the answer to that is obvious, so then the question transforms to, oh, well, who would you rather vote for? Hassan Piker or Donald Trump? Which is like, that's not really related at all to the question that was posed before. But this tweet here was, LOL at people adding me with this clip in response to a thought experiment I ran with Counter Connor, which was essentially Trump or Hassan. Who you pick who is a closer ally to the Dems? Notice how he changes. It's very strange too, because for a lawyer, you would think that like the words matter, but they don't. He bounces between so many different words. Who is a closer ally? Who would you support? Who would you vote for? Who should you appeal to? Like, it's constantly like switching the words here, depending on what he wants the argument to be, right? And of course, predictably, some people pick Trump/Kirk/MAGA, revealing their unhinged derangement, that their main enemy is not Trump, it's Hassan Piker. So now it's like, well, who is a closer ally becomes, well, who is the main enemy? Okay. I say some because even as in the subreddit, the left community that most despises Hassan shares that preference with me. So now if you express, but now this is saying like, who would you rather have as president, right? So this is a different question, and it's Charlie Kirk versus Hassan Piker, but this is a different question than like, who do you pick as a closer ally to the, like it's, but. So now if you express a preference for Hassan Piker over Donald Trump, now it's just a preference, I guess, okay, over Donald Trump, you endorse Hassan or want to be friends with Hassan or want to build bridges with Hassan. Absolute derangement, sorry to say. So I think I quote tweet this with like, Hassan just uses the Democrats to push for his ML beliefs, right? And he does. Hassan said this like a million times. It's not even like, this shouldn't be controversial at this point, right? So now the question is, Hassan or Trump, who are you voting for if you had to pick? So my interpretation is, who can be president and do stuff, I guess is how I'm interpreting this initially. So my response is Trump at least has some vague notion of supporting America, however misguided it is. If he destroys the country, it would be a byproduct of his stupidity and narcissism. With Hassan, it would be by ideological design. He supports foreign terrorist groups, despises U.S. allies, supports historical revisionism to paint U.S. adversaries in a better light, has admitted that he would ban opposing political parties in the United States and would lock his enemies forever in re-education camps if they didn't agree with his political ideology. As a Marxist-Leninist, he would support the creation of a single vanguard party to violently enforce all of these changes. This is just what we know of Hassan's views publicly. We also know that he stated on shows that he hides his true beliefs so he can funnel people further down the radicalization pipeline. We've already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we'd survive 4 years in a Hassan-styled regime. And then, because he likes to get like the clips or whatever, so then he says, so who would you vote for? So you would vote for Trump over Hassan, correct? And then my response is I would vote for the guy who supported January 6th versus the guy who supported October 7th, yes. And then he says, we have an honest disagreement then. I would vote for Hassan over Trump. I see Trump and MAGA as a greater enemy than Hassan Piker. So then I say, well, that's because you don't think tankies are really that bad. And then he says, I hate tankies. I'm not socialist/communist like you convince your audience. I never said he was socialist or communist. I just think he's way too tolerant of tankies. I just think fascist Trump is my bigger enemy. I'm not convinced Trump could turn this country into a Marxist hellhole if he wanted. So now we get like this very clever switch into, well, hold on. Are we talking about which regime we would support? Which is very obvious because at the end of my tweet, right, I literally say, we've already survived 4 years of Trump. I'm not convinced we'd survive 4 years in a Hassan-styled regime. But now we've switched to, I'm not convinced Hassan could turn this country into a Marxist hellhole if he wanted. I think Trump and MAGA are doing far more damage than good. Well, now it's become a pragmatic switch. Oh. So I say, you've morphed this into a fundamentally different type of question then. If you're simply asking who I would vote for if the election were tomorrow and the rest of the political system/country would remain the exact same, well, then I'd vote for Hassan because he's too stupid and his ideas are too radical to get anything done in this country. But that's like asking if I'd vote for Trump versus Hitler. I'd heavily consider voting for Hitler over Trump because, despite how bad Trump is, I think Hitler's name alone would probably scare off the majority of the Republican Party from working with him. That's kind of a meaningless statement and misses the central point of the question. I don't think the point of Pisco's question was who politically would be more effective in office. I think it was like who, like ideologically, if they could enforce their whole view, would you support? If we're just saying like what could somebody get done, well, fine, I would just vote for the most unhinged person ever because then nobody would, I would vote for Satan, I guess, because I don't know if people are, it's hard to say with MAGA these days, right? And then he says, I don't think I've morphed anything. I'm saying gun to your head right now, Trump or Hassan. Like, notice again, like Trump or Hassan, what? Would you vote for them? Do you support them? Or would you have them in a country where they can like be a dictator and rule everything? Like we retreat back to the vagueness here when I clarify, oh, well, hold on. If you're just saying who can pragmatically get done with more, well, then I would change my vote. But now we go back to the vagueness, right? Back to the vagueness. And I guess I'm not sure what your answer is or when you'd support Trump in this context. It's very obvious when I would support Trump. I think I've laid it out in all of my answers, but he's not really responding to almost anything I'm saying. It's why they're like one sentence responses and basically avoiding engaging with almost anything I've said so far. I'm obviously taking for granted the political system of the USA. I also think Hassan is more aligned with you and Dems than fucking Trump. I don't know how you would ever measure this in any way, size, shape, or form, right? Like, let's say that I believe that murder is bad. Am I more aligned with somebody who thinks that shooting people in the head randomly is awesome? Or am I more aligned with somebody who likes to guillotine people randomly? Like, I don't know what the answer to that is. I'm not sure. Hassan and Trump are both anti-liberal people. Hassan more so ideologically than Trump because Trump is just fucking retarded and doesn't even know what liberalism is. But Hassan is ideologically opposed to my political system. Right? I don't know if Pisco remembers, but like the whole Cold War was like liberalism and capitalism versus whatever the fuck Marxist-Leninist shit the Soviet Union is. Now, all the MLs will say it wasn't real. I don't even know what they fucking say about it at this point. I'm not sure. Basically, I think the answer is overdetermined when we're talking about Trump. So now I try to get clarity here. Support or vote for? You keep changing the question. There are tons of implications in each of these terms. I would vote for Hassan because I know he has zero chance of winning. But again, that kind of misses the point of the question. In what world is Hassan more aligned with me than Trump? Hassan is fundamentally anti-capitalist. He's anti-liberal. He's anti-USA. He's anti-intervention in probably all scenarios. He thinks the U.S. is probably one of the most evil countries on the planet, and he's pro-monoparty through violent enforcement. 4 question marks. Okay, for crystal clarity, Vote in an outcome determinative fashion, i.e., who are you actually picking? In your perfect world, who is winning? That's what the question is trying to suss out. And again, he's missing the point. Winning, do you mean winning the election and then having an authoritarian dictatorship? Or do you mean winning the election with everything left as is and then they can't do anything? Again, I don't understand how he keeps missing like the point of everything that, like something is not clicking or connecting in here. And I don't know if it's because he's so emotionally dug into his position and he realized like it's kind of like bankrupt and now he is like trying to like run around. I don't understand how you can miss it so hard. That is the question. That is what the question is trying to suss out. This is not something being sussed out. This is just a point blank, one-dimensional, retarded question. There is nothing sussed out in who would you vote for if they could win the election. The question is like, do you think that, like, if they could enact their perfect policy agenda, whose agenda would you more agree with? That's what you're trying to suss out, right? There's like the underlying concept. Political alignment, can answer that by getting ready for a debate. I think he's going on Tim Pool or whatever. But so, yeah, but he never responds with, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that were these tweets. I'm like 95% sure that Pisco will be on shows later saying like, Destiny said he would rather vote for Hitler than Hassan, or Destiny wants Trump instead of Hassan because he doesn't like socialists or something. And then it'll be, you guys are just unhinged and you're mad because I'm not unhinged about Hassan or something, basically, yeah. I think the issue is no one's clocking on the business. Like when people say, because the answer is you prefer fascism to socialism, when they say this and they smile, right? What they mean is fascism is the Nazi party and socialism is Sweden. That's what they mean when they say, I hope you guys know this. If you disagree with me, also I perm ban you. I don't allow any of this shit in my community anymore, okay? This is not a socialist or communist utopia. I need you to understand this, that if you are truly like a socialist, like worker sees the means of productions, I view you the exact fucking way I view a fucking Nazi, okay? 100% you were the exact same to me, all right? If I had two of you and one gun and one bullet, all right, I would smash your fucking heads together and aim right down the fucking middle, all right? Maybe a little bit more to the side, depending on which one of you I hated more, personally. It's clear you are both not thinking about the same question, but I don't know if he's just not understanding. I mean, my points are pretty obvious. But I think like if I'm like, I feel like I'm expanding a lot here, but then it's just a one sentence response. So like, I think if I'm expanding on my point quite a bit and then it's always like a one sentence response or something that just seems to be missing the point of what I'm saying. I don't think actually, who said that? Hold on. You're banned for a day. No, stop doing this. Stop giving cover like when people are just being intentionally retarded. You're doing it. You're doing it right now. Please stop. It's pretty fucking obvious. It's pretty obvious what's being said here. Okay, and then the onus is on the other person to clarify if they're having trouble understanding. If somebody says, "Is your favorite color red or blue?" and you're like, "Do you mean like political parties or like which one makes me feel better?" or what? And the guy's like, "Red or blue?" and you're like, "I don't know. I guess blue." And the guy's like, "So you hate red?" And you're like, "Well, when you say hate red, hold on. Do you mean like would I ever like choose to wear this color, would I ever do this?" And it's like, "Would you ban red or blue?" It's like, I don't know. And you're like, "Well, I think that there's just a miscommunication between the two parties." Actually just fucking end yourself. You're so fucking stupid. Oh. Oh, we got one. Easy. Every now and then we have to cleanse ourselves of these socialist tanky fucks that are rotting the world from within. Oh, he's on the fence? Let me help you out there, buddy. Got him. Oh, got another one right here. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, this is what I can do to calm myself. We'll just do this for the next 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. Wait, I already banned this guy. Okay. Good one. True. Okay. I like the concern trolling one. It's my favorite one, I think. Can we get some chill band music? Oh yeah, sure. There we go. Shh. Okay. Got this guy ready. Oh, got another one. Did I ban this guy already? Hold on. We should be adding to the coalition against Trump under the banner of the DNC. See ya. What? What? Oh, we got this. I think I got this guy ready. Yeah, we did. These guys play, remember, these guys delight the same way that fascists do, right? These guys play the same thing, word games, okay? This guy, no, what? Okay, so this guy said, it's not crazy at all. Hassan is way further from Destiny's position than Trump is. I'm not even sure if that's true, but this guy says, no, what? At worst, they're equally far away. Destiny is a liberal. Trump is an out-and-out authoritarian and wannabe copium dictator. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, no, this guy even says it down here. Wait, Hassan is an authoritarian commie too. Don't get me wrong. But this is sane-washing how insane of a political figure Trump is. Does he think authoritarian communist is not an insane position? I'll leave him. You know what? He tried, so we won't ban him. Oh, I already banned this guy. Fuck. That feels good. When you see a dumb comment, it's like, oh, I'm a ban, and then you're like, oh, I already got that one. Haha, that's consistency. Stop. Was there bad music? Oh, wait, hold on. No. Maybe? No. Fuck, there was a cute... There was a cute one of these a long time ago. I'm not gonna be able to find. Nope! No! This? It's not gonna be this one. No! What the fuck? There was a cute remix of this song. It's like 20 years old. Maybe it is this one. I think it is this one. Okay. Shh. Maybe it might be this one. I don't know. Wait, going with the USSR. Okay, got that one. Got that one. Oh, wait. Oh, I already got this one too. Got another one. There we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, okay. Oh, did we get this one already? Nope. Oh my God. Yes. This isn't what I was looking for either. God damn it. I feel like there was like a hold on. I will find this. Imagine if you could ban up voters and down voters. Oh, hell the fuck yes. That's what we really need. There was a Ballad of the Windfish remix on this website from like 20 years ago.